Hey everyone, this is Tyler with the In the Lead show by Easy Agent Pro, and in this episode of In the Lead, we're going to be talking about single property marketing, email list, and what I did to get on the first page of Google for a keyword most of you would probably kill to be on the first page of Google for. We're going to break that down step by step. So before we get into that, this episode of Ask Ty is brought to you by Lead Sites. Today we're talking all about SEO, social media, building up email lists, single property marketing, and really, unless you have a website that lets you do all that and do it all easily, like Lead Sites, you're really behind the 8 ball in 2015 and beyond. A lot of marketing shifting to that type of marketing, and you really need to have the tech systems in place to capture leads and to do those tactics. So if you don't, check out Lead Sites. It's at easyagentpro.com/leadsites. We can get you set up and start marketing like everyone else is in 2015. So today, what we're going to be breaking down for you guys is a question by Cory Fast. You can find out more about Cory at foundationsagency.com. I'll link that up in the video. But basically, what his question is, quick question. I'm promoting a property listing. Does it make sense to create a blog post about an individual listing? My plan would be to have a YouTube video, longer description than the MLS one, and links to other blog posts about the area. Would this be overkill, or should I just use the listing generated by IDX? My thoughts were that this type of post could be shared on social media, my clients, and it'd be an overall benefit to me to have created this. So Cory, great question. Basically, unless you already are doing everything else you should be in terms of social media, SEO, blog posts, content for neighborhood pages, you probably should not put this much energy into an individual property page. So here's what I would suggest. Most of us are working with budgets and time that are extremely limited, right? There's a ton of marketing things to do. Most of us, don't have time to get to everything in the day. I don't care how big or small your team is, or if you're a solo entrepreneur, solo agent out there, you're limited by one of those two things. And what this type of marketing is you're trying to get people to buy a single product, and that single product is a single listing, and that's great. But what you can actually do that is a better use of your time is invest that energy into something that's sustainable for the long run. So let's say this is your own listing. If you create a page for this on your site, that's probably going to take you 3 to 5 hours, 4 hours. I don't know. You talk about YouTube videos, that's an hour or 2 right there. And you talk about blog content, that's an hour of writing and some images. You're up to 5 hours. That's a lot of time, right? And the thing with blogs and YouTube and SEO and social media is that it takes time for that to take off, right? So if I publish, let's just say Easy Agent Pro, if we publish a post today, we expect most of our traffic to come, we'll get this much traffic right here this month today, and then over the course of the next 12 months, we'll get like this much traffic, like way up here. And so that traffic comes over time, and if you're creating an individual page for a listing, it's not going to get that time to really come to fruition. So here's what I recommend instead. For YouTube, it takes time to get those views on those videos and thus get those leads from those videos. So you should make a video, make 10 videos about a neighborhood. Right? So like I said, I led with the subject saying, I'm ranking on page 1. There's this subdivision in Kansas City. I'll link it up in the show notes on the Easy Agent Pro blog. But you can go to the site, you can check out what I did. It has like 400 words on the homepage. It has 3 blog posts that link back to the homepage saying this is about the subdivision, this is about this subdivision. And it's on the first page for some keywords, on the second page for some more, and I created it 4 days ago. I'll literally take a screenshot of the GoDaddy showing you I bought the domain like 4 days ago. And what we're doing is we're ranking on the first page for this subdivision because it's a high budget subdivision. The average house there is like $500,000. It's really close to a big corporation. I'm not even going to use these leads. I'm just doing this to show you this works. And so if you take a video, make it for that subdivision, put it on a page for that subdivision, then you can link up your property on that subdivision, and everything's about that subdivision. That subdivision's never going away. You can, sell new houses there now, and in 5 years you can sell the houses for the people that are moving out because they got relocated from their job, right? So it's something that it's going to be perpetual marketing for you, and that will actually be beneficial. So For YouTube, take the time to make something that will live longer. Same thing with SEO. People are rarely looking for a specific house, and even if they are looking for a specific house and they do happen to find your specific listing page, which is probably not going to happen, they're probably going to end up on Zillow or a big site, you're not going to be able to provide them that much more value about that house. You know, the only thing outside the MLS that provides that much more value is seeing it in person. But on the flip side, you can provide a ton more value about the neighborhood, right? So you're not going to be able to like really enlighten them and engage them and educate them or make them laugh or do something helpful about the property, but you can do all those things about the neighborhood. You can make, you know, show funny stuff about it. You can show educational stuff. You can show them the cute stuff. You can show the helpful stuff. And those emotions are things that get shared, get backlink, get people to websites. And so if you're looking at this from an SEO angle, it's really not the best angle to take to go after that single property, because there's just not a reason or not enough of a reason for people to really engage with that and go there. You know, getting to the first page in a week like we did for a subdivision is a lot easier when you're able to fill that up with pictures, with video, with text, with all this stuff. Google's like, oh wow, there isn't really a page for this subdivision. I'm going to boost that up because these guys did it all and it's all right here. It's a great resource. It's a lot harder to do that on a listing level, and then your conversions suffer because, you know, there's not that much value there, so the value to get people to convert isn't quite there for you. And additionally, all those leads you get, they're just, you know, the house is going to be sold and then you're going to stop getting leads and they're not going to be as, you're not going to have things to sell that lead. Where if it's for a neighborhood page, you have stuff to sell them all the time. You know, even if there's nothing available in that subdivision, there's a subdivision right next door, there's a subdivision right to the north, there's a subdivision right to the south. You have tons of options. You already know what they want. They've already pre-qualified themselves. You know what they're interested in. You probably even know what type of buyer they are based on, you know, if they're looking at a new subdivision where the average sale prices are like 300 to 600,000. Like, you have a pretty good idea of what they're looking to do. So it's a really good lead in that case. So then the third point I really wanted to hammer on is social media. And just go look at your Facebook right now. I never tell you this in a video, like go waste time on social media. It's terrible advice. But go look at it and look at what links people have shared. I guarantee the links they've shared are either helpful, educational, funny, or cute. One of those four things. That's it. I mean, maybe sometimes you'll get a fact thing. Today, it's September 11th when we're recording this, so there are going to be a lot of things about that event. You know, and that fits under, you know, helpful, educational, something really emotional, right? If you're trying to market a single listing page, that's like Amazon trying to market like one of their Crayola crayon products, right? They just don't do that. They go after the whole brand or the whole industry in arts and crafts because it gives more return over the long haul. People don't share Amazon links that often on social media. They don't share things on Twitter, Facebook that are direct Amazon links. What they do share are blog posts that talk about the cutest, funniest, most helpful, most educational products. Like the 10 most helpful computer, you know, Bluetooth headsets for making 1,000 sales calls, right? You'll see people share something in that vein of thought. In fact, I think we did a blog post on Easy Agent Pro, the 10 most helpful books that you can read as a real estate agent, right? That it's really just a list of Amazon products. In fact, I think it linked to the Amazon book on every single one of those. That was shared like thousands of times. But if people just didn't go share the actual book link all that often. So as an agent, you have to create the curated source of that neighborhood page. So on that page, let's break down like what you should do, right? So for our neighborhood page, it's an SEO page, right? So it should have text. I suggest 1,000 words with your keyword in there. You know, roughly 1% of the time, 1%, any more than 1%, you look spammy to Google, you won't rank, right? So 1,000 words. Let's break that down even further, right? About 200 about why this place is unique. You know, maybe 200 about the history or the neighborhood, another 200 about the school, and then underneath that you can do types of current events, and that can make up your rest of 400. Then you'll want about 10 images, super easy, just drive, I mean, like any subdivision close to you that you want to sell in is probably 10 to 40 minutes away. Go drive there, take 10 pictures, take 3 videos, go back to the office, put those 10 images up there in some sort of gallery. Make sure that when you upload them, you name them as the actual subdivision so Google knows what that is. The video, then, you just want to piece together some videos, some cool tools I recommend. I'll link this up. Majesto makes great videos very simply. You just, shoot like 3 15-second videos, panoramics of the area, piece it together with some nice collages mixed in. It's good enough for one of these SEO landing pages. And then you've provided value. You've provided 4 different ways of text content that provides value. You've provided them with a video that didn't exist before you made it, and 10 images that didn't exist before you posted them there. And you all of a sudden have a page that's great. And then all over that page, and I'll show you exactly how we did this, you just ask people for their contact information for that neighborhood. And you're able to get buyers leads, sellers leads all day long for that. So I hope that answers your question. No, I don't think you should really start targeting, at least in any sort of fashion, going after individual properties. Go after the properties' location pages and help people out, and you'll get social shares. You'll show up on Google. You'll show up on YouTube even. Like, people look on YouTube for, just videos of this if they're miles away, trying to see what it looks like so they can decide where they want to live. So help people out. If you found this video helpful, I hope you'll give it a share, pass it around the office, maybe share it on Facebook if you found it useful. Be sure to like the video, subscribe on iTunes if you're listening on our podcast station there. If you want to submit your question like Cory did and get your question answered on Ask Ty, do that at easyagentpro.com/ask, or you can shoot me an email at tyler@easyagentpro.com. And I'll be sure to get to it as soon as possible. We actually have got a lot of questions in the queue right now, so I'm going to try to tackle these. I might do one of these tomorrow on Saturday if I'm feeling up for it. So I'm Tyler with Easy Agent Pro, looking forward to talking with you next time. This episode of In the Lead has been sponsored by Lead Sites. They're websites for agents in a modern age. Go check them out at easyagentpro.com/leadsites. And just to leave you with a quote of the day, when it comes to SEO, just go publish content. That's the quote of the day, right? If you're thinking about SEO right now, if you're wondering what it can do for you, just go publish something. Here's what I find with that, and why I want you to really take that to heart. A lot of times what you can do is you can just publish something today on your domain. So let's say Cory Fast listens to this and wants to publish something. So let's take his website, Agency Foundation, and he wants to rank for XYZ community. So go publish something, like 300 words and 2 images on agencyfoundation.com/XYZ community. All right, that's the URL. Go publish 300 words there. Go do it today. What will happen is Google will start to trust that over the next coming months. So that, let's say a month from now, you're like, oh, wow, I'm showing up on page 5 and I only have 300 words for that really small subdivision, that really small community. Man, if I added another 300, could I bump up 2-3 pages? Man, if I add another, a video to that, can I bump up another 1 page? That's how SEO works. That's how progress in Google works, is by going back and editing historical documents. It's one of the reasons why Wikipedia shows up so high, Amazon shows up high, because they're always editing their pages. They're editing their content. It's always fresh. It's always new. And so what I see a lot of agents get into the mentality is I'm gonna be a sniper, right? And try to get it absolutely perfect in one shot. Don't do that. That approach is terrible for SEO. What you want to do is publish something that's terrible today and then edit it a month from now, make it better. Edit it another month from then, edit a month from then, and all of a sudden you have this excellent piece that's like 5 months old on Google. They love it. They're ranking it really high, and you have progress and people starting to get to that site. So that's the quote of the day. I'm Tyler with Easy Agent Pro. This is the episode in the lead, our show on YouTube and iTunes that you can listen to get tips like this. Sometimes we answer your questions. Other times we interview top producers. I'm Tyler with Easy Agent Pro. Talk with you next time.